Two shots of sauce. MLS Cup playoff predictions, round 2. This is almost like a guide, if you will, going into this upcoming round. The first one did very well, so we figured let's make another one and just continue this going for the rest of the playoffs. So round 2, we have our Eastern Conference matchups. We have Orlando, the 4 seed, versus New England, your 8 seed. Just from looking at that, what do you want to say?
It's going to be close, dude. I think we all know that's going to be a nail-biter, you know?
It's going to be a very, very, very close game, if you ask me. I think the final score is going to be very close. I actually have right here, it's going to be 2-1 Orlando. And the reason I have Orlando coming out on top is because that game against NYCFC, they looked absolutely astonishing.
They looked great, dude. They were down a man for basically all the game. They were down in the second half, down in extra time. And they looked like the better team, really. Against NYCFC, they made more opportunities, more shots, more everything, really, dude. NYCFC just looked tired out there.
You know, the red cards kind of freaked me out.
That's what I was about to say.
I think the red cards are a very, very important focal point of what to talk about.
Because they're missing Gillespie, their star goalkeeper, dude. If it wasn't for him, NYCFC would have went on to the next round.
Taken this.
They would have easily. Would have been 3-1.
I wasn't, going back into the previous round, I wasn't too confident with NYCFC due to their goaltender.
Me neither.
I'm sorry, not their goaltender. Due to their coach. They've rotated coaches left and right, and I shouldn't say goaltender because Sean Johnson was probably the only one that looked decent on the field that night.
I would say even goaltender too, though, because he does make some mistakes. You know, you saw the one against Minnesota last year.
It happens
when he kicked it in his own net.
Yes, that was horrible, but I think Sean Johnson is a very good goalie, and I think it's a great fit for NYCFC.
I think so too.
But like you said, on Orlando, they're down that guy. So going into this next round, depending on what happens,
it's going to be a big blow, dude.
It's going to be close, but New England just doesn't look like a team for me that's going to really do it.
Me neither, dude. Especially, dude, this is a huge factor as well. Orlando, they're playing at home, and they're one of the only teams that can have fans at their stadium, dude. They're going to have that atmosphere.
Exactly. The atmosphere is something that's really going to build onto this because that gives them such an advantage.
Especially on penalties with the wall literally behind heckling NYCFC players.
I have right here just 2 names I want to talk about. Hill and Bo. They look incredible together.
I have 3.
Who'd you like to add?
Adam Buchanan.
Really?
Actually 4. Adam Busca.
Wow. Okay.
Adding the whole entire team. They've been playing phenomenal, New England.
See, when I look at Hill and Bo, they're just unstoppable to me, and I think they're the only saving grace for New England.
I would say so,
I would love for there to actually be a revolution in New England and see them take this over, but I just don't see it happening.
It happened in Philly, but I don't see it happening here.
I don't think it's going to happen here.
You said 2-1 Orlando?
I say 2-1 Orlando. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to honestly come down to goaltending.
Me too.
Okay, so moving on, we have Columbus, your 3rd seed, versus Nashville, your 7th seed. This is a tricky one.
Battle of the yellow jerseys, dude.
Exactly, and if you ask me, I really don't like yellow jerseys.
Me neither.
So I don't really care who wins here.
But I do like one team more than the other one.
Me too, and I always like rooting for the underdogs. That's why I have Nashville coming out on top here.
I don't even know if you could call them underdogs.
They're looking great.
Columbus did not look convincing in their win against Red Bulls. Red Bulls almost actually came back in the last 2 minutes of the game.
And you never want to let New Jersey win. You never want to let New Jersey go that far. So the fact that they let the Red Bulls come up and challenge you like that, that's pathetic.
Dude, they had, I see some stats here. Columbus had less possession, and again, they almost gave up a tying goal in the 90th minute.
They lack hunger. They don't look like they want this. But Nashville, the game we just watched the night prior to this, or 2 nights at this point, so hungry.
Dude, so
hungry.
Offense was so energizing.
They're like a fat kid at a Chinese buffet. It's all you can eat, and they just want to keep eating and eating, and they're just so hungry, they're going to go so far.
Dude, you know all those Chinese donuts? Dude, those
slap. I never really liked those, though. Really? I really always liked... Well, the Chinese french fries were just so bomb.
Oh, yeah,
but if you really want to talk about what sauce there, I gotta go the egg drop soup. That's always been one of my favorites.
I never had that.
It's really good.
If you're going soups, I say wonton. But
it's never. See, I think wonton is very overrated. You know what sucks though? Sweet and sour.
Dude, don't even hit me with that. Boy.
Bro. But yeah, looking at Nashville, that last game they could have put up 3. 2 were called off for being offsides, and I felt bad for both those times. Because when you're in Nashville, in your heart, you know you're the underdog, and you've seen those goals, you're like, we just won.
And they got
called back
too.
Twice. Celebrating that one salute he gave after being called off, even though he saluted to an empty stadium.
Hani Mukhtar.
That was tough. I really wanted him to get it, but I'm really happy Nashville was able to pull it out and stand on top of it.
They just look like the better team,
They look like a better team because I keep going back to this. They look hungry. They look like a team that wants to win, and they just really want to prove people wrong.
Dude, put everything aside. They look like the number 2 seed. Toronto looked like the number 7 seed in
that
game.
I agree. I have Toronto. You missed me out there. I have Nashville winning this 3-0.
I have it 4-0, but real quick, dude, Nashville, they took 21 shots against Toronto, dude. That's insane. Their offense is finally clicking. Their defense has clicked all year. We know
you
that.
know they're a
best
defensive
defense
team
in the league.
Exactly.
But now their offense is really showing
They're
up,
a
dude.
defensive team, so when their offense can kick in, they're really looking like a team to be afraid of.
Dude, I had them as a dark horse in this tournament.
I've said that since day one. Actually no.
We did have them losing in the first
in the guide,
one.
I had them losing. But during the regular season, I kind of thought that maybe they could do something this
Sorry,
season.
Nashville fans, if you saw that, we apologize.
I apologize. I'm wrong, and I'm honestly rooting for Nashville
That's why we
going
flipped
forward.
the script, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Bandwagon, bro.
Should we go to the Western Conference?
I think we should go from East Coast to the West Coast and talk about Seattle, your 2nd seed, versus Dallas, your 6th seed.
Dude, Seattle played great against LAFC.
Yeah, it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be such a blowout.
I know.
4-1 Seattle.
We said that with Toronto, Nashville won, but this I really can't
Dude,
see FC Dallas
you're not going to
winning.
beat Dallas. I don't like Dallas's team. I don't like their coach. I don't like anything about their team, down to even their jersey.
Really? I kind of like Dallas, dude.
I'm
I like how they play their young guns, you know, their prospects. That's what I like about
Mm-hmm.
them. They have a nice coach that actually is willing to play these young guns.
But if you want to talk about the only thing Dallas has going for them, in the Battle of Texas right now, they have the better logo.
You saw that new Houston
Dude, that
logo?
Houston thing, it looks like a mashup of like the San Francisco Giants, the baseball team.
Yeah, in baseball.
Yeah, and like Harley Davidson, like the motorcycles. It looks horrible.
Doesn't
I
look
love
good.
their old logo, and I get sometimes you want to shake it up and do something different, especially going into this new decade.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the move.
Dude, hot take. Was that worse than Chicago?
That's worse than Chicago. Because at
That's
least
a hot
Chicago's kind of had meaning. It has the old city and the new city.
That's true.
That
It
burned
does
down.
have
I think
meaning.
that actually is like, you obviously like the other one way better. The other one's a classic logo and it's iconic for the MLS. But just looking at this new one for Houston, trash.
It is. You know what else is
Complete
trash,
garbage.
dude?
What?
I don't want to say it, but FC Dallas, their goalkeeper, did look a little bit shaky, you know?
I don't like I said, I don't like anything about Dallas.
He only made one save in the PK shootout. That's a little shaky.
That's a little sketchy. And if I'm a Dallas fan, I would not feel confident going forward. Again, you can have a miracle.
See, in
They could
PKs,
actually
though,
run. They could win the whole thing. I don't think they're going to get maybe a goal. I think they're going to get maybe one goal. And it's going to be like
goes
some
like
weak
this.
rolling.
On paper, you know, you had the trio of Jordan Morris, Nico Ladera, and Rui Diaz for Seattle. Then you look at FC Dallas. You have a bunch of young guns. You know, how's that going to compare to experienced veterans like them who
Exactly.
have won 2 cups in the last 4 years?
I was going to say that 2 out of the last 4 years, Seattle has won. They have home field advantage, and they're the favorites to win.
On turf, by the way.
On turf.
That's
On
gonna be a
turf. So
big
it's just going to
difference.
throw off a lot of other players, especially in Dallas.
I just can't, like you
I
said.
don't see anything good here.
If Ricardo Pepe can have the game of his life like he did against Portland, then maybe. But Seattle,
Now,
3-1.
mistake me if I'm wrong. The only reason Dallas made it here was because they won on penalties.
Yes, they were very clinical, though. They got 8 in a row.
I don't even know if I call them clinical. I don't know. I'm saying
Ricardo
3-1,
Pepe's clinical,
4-1
though.
Seattle.
I'm gonna say
Yes, he
3-1.
is. I do like Pepe, but I don't know. I think Seattle's going to take this. And I always root for the underdogs, believe me. But this is...
You got to go with Seattle,
So,
dude.
sometimes you do have to be realistic.
They're the favorites.
Exactly. Moving on to our last matchup.
The juiciest one, I would say.
Ooh, this one's a hot take, baby. It's Sporting Kansas City, your number 1 seed, versus Minnesota United, which is your 4th seed.
4, yeah.
I'm just going to
Sporting-
immediately spoil the ending. I have Minnesota winning, by like a lot.
Me too.
I think Minnesota, not really a lot. It's going to be close. But I think Minnesota has this. Because here's the thing. Sporting, right?
You
They're
saw
a
that
good
game.
team. They're a good team. I think they're going to put up 1, but I just think Minnesota's going to do better.
Are they a good team, though, without Polito? I don't think so. That's debatable.
That's the big thing I have here. The goalie really bailed them out.
Their offense was so bland. You saw the game with me against San
What I'm
Jose.
saying. San Jose, I really thought we were going to take this because San Jose looked good. And similar to the Red Bulls from before, you can't let a team like San Jose do that to you.
Dude, look at
You're
the
the
stats.
number 1 seed. I'm looking at them right now. Less shots, less possession.
Less passes.
To San Jose.
Out of all the teams, what was that? Number 6 seed, number 8th seed? I don't know.
Honestly, I don't even
They
remember.
were last seed, though. That's all I know.
All I know is that it shouldn't have been that close.
They just
It
didn't
should
play
not
good
have
out
been
there.
that close. Shelton can't step up.
They
Now-
had, dude, not for NYCFC, not for Sporting.
I was going to say, I
He's
hated
not
him on
clinical.
NYCFC, and now he thinks he's going to take Polito's spot. Get out of here.
He reminds me of a poor man's Jossie's artist. You know, his touch is non-existent. He did have that nice little backheel to Busio, but still, he's not a good player that you want to be producing goals or anything like that.
No, it's honestly, Sporting's probably going to take it. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think so, dude, to be honest.
Here's the thing. Realistically, they should have this in the bag. But what I want to say is I don't think they're going to. I think Minnesota's going to do it. And I honestly think Minnesota could be another dark horse.
I say with Polito, they have it in the bag. Without him, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see Minnesota, they're on a 9-game unbeaten streak.
Exactly.
Dude, they had the momentum going into this. They have everything going into this. Seriously.
Okay.
They have everything, dude.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, again, I just gotta say this guy's name, Reynoso. We talked about in the last pod, and he showed up again. You know, he did miss an open net. You saw that hit the post, but he still played great.
Exactly.
Game.
Minnesota's on a 9-game undefeated streak.
Opara, he is injured.
And he's the best D-man.
But they
one of the best D-men in the league.
Defender of the year last year.
He was. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think he's one of the best guys in the league.
But they're still a solid team without him.
Exactly. And that's the only thing I think that's going to hurt them. Because Sporting, they're going to try to put up points. So when you're down your best D-man, it's not looking very promising. But looking at Sporting's last game, it gives you a glimmer of hope.
It gives you a lot of hope. I had Minnesota winning 3-1. What do you have?
I don't think it's going to be that much of a blow. I think it's going to be 2-1. Like I said, I think Sporting's going to put up at least one, but I think Minnesota's going to walk away. And I think it's going to be one of those games that Minnesota's going to score in like the 89th minute.
Yes.
I think it's going to be like, oh, we're going to extra time, or it's going to go penalty. No, I think it's going to go right up to the last second, and they're going to shoot it in. Because Sporting's going to think, okay, we have some extra time. Let's simmer down.
Again?
It's going to be like Wando's. Yes, exactly what I think is going to happen, except I think they're going to pull out.
I like that prediction. And with
I also got to take back everything I said about Wando. After that game, I'm on the Wando band train.
As you should.
He's an incredible player.
And words coming out that he might not be retiring.
I'm really happy about that.
And he might be staying for one more season.
And speaking of legends, I think we should take a moment just to, passed away today, one of the greatest soccer players of all time.
Maradona.
Exactly. Where would you rank him? Would you say he's the best?
Not the best. Top 3, though, for sure.
Top 3. Who would you say is your top 3?
Messi, Pele, Maradona.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I can't really stand Ronaldo.
I
feel like he's more famous now for his personal life. So much drama.
He is playing great this season.
I know. He's definitely going to be an all-time great.
Dude, he already is.
But you can't compare him to Messi. You can't compare him to Pele. And definitely not to our guy who passed away today.
I don't want any wars in the comment section. So with that being said, should we end this video?
I think we should end this. 2 shots of sauce. And I guess we'll see you for round 3.
And we're out.
Okay.